Do you remember when Harry Hamlin was named the Sexiest Man Alive back in 1987? Of course you do. Well, we should remember it. And when I sat down with Hamlin, I asked him what it was like back then and what his daughters think about Dad's distinguished past. Watch this. There's the cover. Take a look. My goodness, it's pretty. And the lovely locks were in full,
Yeah, they were a slightly different color back then. But,
what goes through your mind when you see that?
I haven't changed at all.
No, you haven't.
No, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's the same dude. What goes through my mind when I see that?
Yeah.
Well, it's odd. Yesterday, I just had lunch with the man who did the article,
Really?
James Grant. Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he wrote the article, and we've remained friends since then. And every time I come to New York, well, not every time, but a lot of times when I come to New York, we try to get together. When I did Chicago back like 8 or 9 years ago, we lived in the same building. So the same guy who wrote the article.
That's really impressive. What a very cool little tidbit to find out that you guys are still in touch. Anything about that article that you remember, like that from when it came out?
I do. I went back and I looked at the magazine about 10 years ago, and I saw it. One of the questions was like, look, who's your big crush in Hollywood? Like, who would you?
Yeah.
Who were you like totally in love with in Hollywood? And it turned out to be Kelly McGillis of all people.
Here's the real question. All these years later, how does life change after you were named Sexiest Man Alive?
And now it's kind of cool. Now it's like, I mean, I was very embarrassed because that was like the third time that they had done it, and no one quite knew what it was at that point. Now it's kind of this, it's a fun thing. Clooney does it, and Brad does it, and all these people, and they all kind of laugh about it. But back then it was like, holy mother of God, what did you just call me?
What do your daughters think of that?
They don't think about it at all.
No.
No, that to me, I mean, there's no chance that I would be in any way whatsoever, any form, shape, or whatever, sexy to them. No, I'm just an old man.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're being honest.
Rebirth. This is what you've been talking about. What was it about that movie, the script? I would imagine a lot of projects come your way. What was it about Rebirth that grabbed your attention and you said, yep, I want to be a part of it?
Well, I read it, I laughed out loud when I read
Yeah.
this. You know, and if I'm sitting down in my living room and I'm reading a script and I laugh out loud, I immediately call my agent and I say, I laughed out loud. You know, so because that's rare. And I got to play this sort of guru. I got to play this sort of sex guru, and it was funny.
That you've had just an incredible career and it continues. What's the key for you to longevity in Hollywood?
You know, to have no expectations whatsoever, I think, is the key for me. I just, you know, try to live my life in a moment to moment, and if something comes up that I like, I'll do it, and if I don't like it, I don't do it. I mean, having a wife that like Lisa, I think helps.
Sure.
Because she stays in great shape, and she inspires me.